All right, good day, New York. We got New York-based visual artist Daniel Arsham. He's ready to release his first book with inside tips on breaking into the industry. The book is called Future Relic: Failures, Disasters, Detours, and How I Made a Career as an Artist. It comes out Tuesday. It's certainly a reader. And joining us now, we have Daniel himself. Daniel, it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Someone described you as being a time traveler when it comes to your work, someone who's blending the past, the present, and the future. Would you agree?
A lot of my work deals with time and in some ways uses time as a material in the work. So I'm often taking things from our present day and kind of pushing them into the future through material transformations in the work.
Well, speaking of time, you've been in the game for a very long time, and it seems like, now you're really getting your flowers. Was that why it was so important for you to kind of write this almost, I don't want to say book of passage, but like a handbook for artists coming behind you?
I moved to New York in 1999, and I studied at Cooper Union, painting, sculpture, what you'd think of as studies for an artist, but I didn't really study how to make a career out of that. And so the book is really about all of the failures and disasters and things that went into building this career that I've made over the last 25 years.
What's one failure that still sticks out to you?
I mean, there's a lot of small failures really that build up to something large, and I think that as artists we always want the things that we make to come out as a kind of complete idea, but it's actually a sort of snowballing of all these small mistakes and failures that add up to either the final work or an exhibition or a career.
And it almost really becomes your armor, right? Because it's about getting up after each failure, because you're one step closer to where you want to be. And speaking of one step closer, you got the book that comes out Tuesday. Your exhibition has been going on since the 5th of March.
That's right.
How has that been received? Because you're huge. I mean, you got a huge following.
Yeah, we opened the exhibition March 5th. It's at 130 Orchard Street in Lower East Side. And, this is a gallery that I've worked with based in Paris, but has spaces all over the world. And, a couple thousand people showed up to the opening. It was
it's nothing.
It was great. Yeah.
And when I say massive following, I mean that right there really says it all. But you got some big names. You have Pharrell, you got Usher. I mean, the list goes on in terms of some of the most influential people of our time who really love your work. So speaking of your work, I mean, you're a kid from Cleveland. You said you moved to New York in 1999. You are also the creative vision for the Cavaliers. What does that feel like? Is that a full circle moment for you?
I mean, working with the Cavs, this was my kind of hometown team.
Yeah.
I remember telling my father when I was appointed as creative director.
In 2020, right?
Yeah, this was like 6 years ago. And, it was a new way of thinking about all of the graphics and kind of all of the visual language that goes into the basketball team. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey.
Well, congratulations on that. Your Bridgehampton place, I saw images of it. It seems very like it's a place where you just kind of go, get away from the city, quiet your mind. In terms of the exhibition, did you create a lot of those items out there?
Yeah, so my main studio is actually just across the river here in Queens, and most of the paintings and sculpture were actually produced there. A lot of the smaller drawings that are in the exhibition were produced, on my travels.
Okay.
I'm moving around the world a lot for exhibitions, so, having to work continuously as I do that.
One thing I took away from your book was, and I think for a lot of people who are on the other side of success or in the middle of their success, right? People see you right where you are right now, and they become envious of that, but they would never want to go through the trials and tribulations you went to lead up to that moment.
I think one of my superpowers is that I'm willing to consistently fail over and over again. And, my mentor told me a long time ago, people don't remember the failures, right? If something doesn't work, they're not going to see it in the future. So just move through all of those things,
Great advice. All right. Do you want to shout out where folks can check out this exhibition and how long it'll be?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm doing a book signing at Gallery Periton downtown.
And it's free. For anyone who has a book, just come on in.
Anyone can show up. They'll have books there as well, and you can see the exhibition. And for people outside of that, you can get the book at futurerelicbook.com.
Awesome. All right. Any other words of advice to our future artists who may be listening?
I mean, a lot of people don't have the willingness to fail consistently for, 10 years or more without the idea that you're going to reach success. And I think, you have to make small steps in order to get there. So keep going.
Wise words. Daniel Arsham, thank you so much for joining us. And I'd like my book signed.
I will sign it for you.
Thank you so much.